Hey, thanks again for the help. So what my problem is on this thing is when the truck is warmed up, um, and I put it in reverse, and it's usually have to have been running, for at least probably 10 minutes. And then you put it in reverse, it will uh, just belch out black smoke, only in reverse. So I guess I'll just go over what I've done. When I first got this in Central California, this thing was a mess, and it's not close to perfect by any means, but I've had it for 10 years. I did a lot of work the first couple of years, and then it kind of slowed, and trying to pick it back up and get this thing running right. And it's always done that reverse thing, black smoke. But basically what I have had done is I've starting from the bottom, non-engine, is I've replaced all the suspension in the front with polyurethane. I've had both the transmission and the differential rebuilt, with the differential getting the updated clutch pack. And basically, as far as the engine's concerned, a few things that I've done is I've got the Leroy Diesel harness, which right at the moment is disconnected because he's going to be sending me out a new relay because I think the relay's bad. Nevertheless, the lift pump is still operating, just with the stock wiring. Replaced all the air conditioning at some point. Upgraded the batteries, and those I keep on a battery tender because I don't really drive this that much, probably because of the issues. And then what I started doing is replacing a lot of these the lines that were existing to something more durable. I've done some of them I haven't, but they, as far as I know, they're all wired as far as how they should be. So let's see. So again, it's just a reverse issue. I believe this thing, the CDR, is probably clogged. I haven't changed it, so I was probably going to change that since it's, they're $50. And I'm not sure if this is the EGR or not. And I was wondering about, blocking that off, but I just haven't, dove into that. I have taken this off and cleaned it, and there's a lot of carbon inside the intake. The other thing I was going to mention was, what was it? The vacuum pump. The vacuum pump I did replace. That was one of the first things I think I replaced. And the reason why I kept that, as far as my understanding, is I didn't want to do like a manual wastegate or anything that might, overboost the engine. I just want to take care of it. That's it doesn't need to have awesome power. I think the thing with the issue with the reverse, and I guess maybe overfueling, I think it probably affects the engine even, under normal circumstances, but it's always done it, so it's hard to know how much power or how much effect that's having. I've cleaned out the sensor a couple of times. I keep the K&N filter clean. One of the things I was interested in asking you about was whether or not I should update or change the intake. Maybe there's a direct bolt-on that's not too expensive, and then hopefully have a better intake situation for the engine. That's stock. I'll start it up. Then I have all the coolers and whatnot. I added a transmission cooler when I had the transmission rebuilt, because the stock radiator has the transmission cooler inside the radiator, and that's what caused the oil and water to mix, and why I had to replace the transmission. Oh, This is just one of my spare grounds. I've also had all these cleaned, or have cleaned them myself, including adding a couple of extras. There's one of them is here that goes to the firewall. Anyway, so that's kind of what I got going on. And you know, I know it needs some work. It does leak oil, but I think it's mainly because this thing might be clogged. I haven't changed the valve covers, I haven't gaskets, I haven't changed the injectors. I was probably going to do all of that at one point in time, and take care of anything that's up here. So I just wanted to get your words of wisdom. I'll start it up, and hopefully you can see what's going on. It gets really good oil pressure. It runs fine, more or less, you know. There it goes. So I got almost 80, you know, something around 70 pounds of pressure. I think these gauges kind of wear out though, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know if you could hear it or not. The mechanic that I spoke to about it, he recommended not driving it, so I haven't been, because that kind of just scares me enough. I mean, I'd hate for me to mess up the engine. I got 226,000 miles. When I did the exhaust, I also had a what's it called, like I forget what brand that is, but one of the major brands that has very little restriction. Actually, I don't think I want to rev it too much based on what the mechanic was telling me. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing coming out now. I mean, very little exhaust. Also, no C-trap. Took that out. That was clogged. I took that out a while ago. And basically I would have to drive it around and warm it up to get that issue in reverse. But if I hold it in reverse, it won't. I'm sure it won't do it. Let's find out. Actually, I don't know if you could hear that, but it just, the tone changes. I don't know if that's normal or not. Pointing it to the rear view mirror, see if you see anything out the back. The tone changes, but it's not smoking like it does with that issue that I was referring to. Okay, well, I appreciate it. If there's anything else you could help me with, or you need more information, if anything I could do for you, you know, send you a tool, or I don't know, you know, I'm a surveyor. I'm in Southern California, so you know, if you need some friendly advice about a survey or property issue, let me know. Okay, thank you very much.